It's been a tradition for quite a few years now that I'll treat myself to at least one full-price game per year. This December, that was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I own the first two games, having played a good portion of the first and having not touched the second. But with all the great praise this game has garnered, I've pressed my desire to play the series in order and to see what Wild Hunt had to offer. They're not kidding around when they use the term open world. In my time with the game, I spent most of it around small villages and their surrounding landscapes. But these areas alone seemed huge and full of interesting things to discover, as well as dangers to avoid. Well, at least avoid until I adequately prepared to take on the task at hand. Preparation goes a long way in this game, which the bestiary helps nicely with, recommending appropriate bombs, oils, and magic to deal with all the monsters you have to go up against. The world was so brimming with personality that I didn't even want to use the fast travel system, preferring to ride the roads on horseback. I can't remember the last game I decided to not use a fast travel system for. I'm not sure if there has been one. Perhaps it was so I never missed a sunrise or sunset lighting the sky aglow as the color pierced through the trees. Not everything was smooth sailing, however. I got myself a new gaming laptop in 2015 around the end of April. This new setup has trouble keeping The Witcher 3 above 30 frames per second. It would often dip down to 24. Now I went online and searched out a bunch of optimization tweaks in the graphics settings, but I am astonished. It's been years since I've had to do that, and for the game to still run this poor, I envy those playing it on their PlayStation 4. An addendum to the story is after I grabbed all the footage for this video, I played with some more graphics settings and got the frame rate up to a rather steady 40 FPS. I think it looks on par, if perhaps a little better than what I was playing with, so that will be much appreciated when I return to playing more of the game, hopefully for a future critique. Now, one of the aspects I had heard a lot about was the side quest writing. Now, even the most mundane request from Random Peasant X is a crafted story with choices to make and a greater revealing of character. Not only have I found this to be true in my playtime, but some of these quests led into quest chains, setting up story arcs that were quite captivating. For example, the main path of the game had me seeking out a witch. After following a lead and making my way through a dungeon with her, she asked my help, which led into a side quest story. One that I think I made a grave mistake in the way I handled it. Here's a tip for those of you who are yet to play the game. If something seems a little off in conversation, it's probably worth your while to trust those instincts and follow that thread to see where it goes. With the way I play, I'm always tackling quests that have the lowest level requirement. So I left the next step in that story to go investigate the Bloody Baron, which is where I stopped acquiring my footage shortly after this point. I'm looking forward to returning to that previous quest chain, and to see what happens to the witch, and what ramification my choices have on the story either now or later.
You mentioned Catriona. You knew this?
All the mages knew about it. Alexander was a highly regarded epidemiologist. I would have given anything for an opportunity to study his notes, but he guarded them jealously.
And this being a AAA open-world game, of course you'll be doing a lot of fighting. The series has come a long way from the rhythmic Diablo-esque clickfest of the first game. There's parries, guard breaking, magic, dodging, and multiple weapons to attack with. When everything is going well, Geralt looks like he's dancing more than sword fighting. And you gain a wonderful sense of power as you jump out of the way of a lunging drowner, only to pirouette back and slice its face off. I mentioned preparation earlier, and learning what is effective against which monster will help you almost as much as your reflexes and an aggressive attitude. And yet, I still feel like I'm playing Mass Effect 3 without having played the first two. Early on, you're questioned about the choices you made in the previous game, and as I had not played it, I just made what sounded like something I'd do without knowing the people involved, the circumstances, or the consequences. I bet there are sections in The Witcher 2 that allude to choices made in the first game as well. That being said, after how well put together The Witcher 3 is, I don't think I can return to the first game, and I'm unsure about the second. It's something I'll have to ponder. The narrative completionist in me wants to make sure I have all the knowledge needed to fully enjoy the world of The Witcher 3, but the part that enjoys an excellent game tells me that I can always go back after enjoying what's on offer here. I'm leaning more towards the latter option, but it's still weighing on my mind.
We fought on opposing sides, true. Then we landed in the same dungeon. Arian escaped, set fire to the castle on his way out.
So that is how the Blade started. Our reports suggested the dragon was responsible. Moving on.